proudly we hail, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land under the free and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight to remain the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, how are you? Repeat back with you. First things first, big thank yous to the one and only Madison Rising for allowing NNR to use their version of the national anthem anytime we start this. The only reason I choose to only play this on Thursday nights, show a little extra love to the Cup Series. Supposedly the best of the best in NNR, but just like Stout said, there's people throughout all the ranks, all three series of NNR that could easily run up in the Cup Series. Rock NASCAR, good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate the 500 bits. It is going to be one hell of a race tonight. You got 21, 22 guys right here, Auto Club, the final race of the week. And I think next week we move on over to Indy. So we're going from, just a 2-mile wide open track to a track that's very fast with pretty much one groove. But everybody out there in chat, welcome for the first time, if you would, the one and only AZ Yotes King up in the booth to call this race with me. Unfortunately, Rick James couldn't make it. The guy was able to be available at a moment's notice. Yotes, buddy, thanks for coming on out. Definitely appreciate you. You had one hell of a race here last night in the Double Deuce. What do you think these Cup guys are going to expect from this track tonight?
I mean, I tell you what, Pete, these guys, they are definitely, like you said, the best of the best. And I'll tell you what, even it may not be high draft, but these guys are definitely going to be flying around this track tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait to get this in. The guys are all done qualifying. The lobby's winding down. In just a moment, they're gonna head on back to the lobby and get the last minute instructions from Coey and from Stout, from JPA. Just the main admins and the owner of NNR with any other instructions that they might need. Reminding them where they got a signal to pit, and calling their line, keeping it clean. The trucks went green on Tuesday night. There was, granted, there were only about 15 trucks. Xfinity had, I think, 1 or 2 cautions last night. With a few more cars on track tonight, you see an all green race coming up, or do you see maybe 2-3 cautions?
I mean, it just depends totally on how aggressive these guys are going to be tonight. If they wait, they play it calm and make their moves at the right time, I think we'll see this thing go fully green.
It's happened many times before. It's funny. Usually you would think the longer tracks, the more spread out, the less cautions, right? It seems at times it's actually just the opposite. The shorter the track, the more condensed they are, the less cautions. Martinsville, Bristol, some of these other places where you'd figure, there's going to be different braking zones, people getting in each other, and so on. Not necessarily the case. Aviator out there, he's calling the Fontana already. Bill's Legend saying, "What's happening, boys?" Of course, Rock NASCAR saying hello to everybody in the booth, and good luck to all drivers. They're absolutely going to need it. We will have 3 onboards tonight. We got Stout Whiskey rocking number 3 Chevrolet tonight. He let go of the deuce in order. That just sounded really bad. He let go of the 2 car for tonight to honor Vols and the very unfortunate passing of his stepfather just a few short days ago. That's why the Truck, Xfinity, and now Cup Series tonight is all running Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. paint schemes for the most part. Some people may have got a little bit of a late notice, didn't have enough time to go ahead and create the scheme, but you're still going to see a lot of great racing, just like we did last night. It seemed like just about every car was either a Dale Jr. or a Dale Sr. Throwback, and I still got to give a lot of credit to Commando Griff to running the 1976 Dale Sr. U.S. Army Malibu that he ran. Not too many people knew that Dale Sr. had an Army sponsorship back in the day. Most people just remember him for either the Wrangler or the Goodwrench car. Last night you ran, I believe it was the Dale Jr. Amp car, if I'm not. No, yours was a Double Deuce Yellow, and it was what car did you run last night?
I ran the Wrangler Throwback that Dale Sr. used to drive.
I remember there was yellow in it. I did remember that part. But man, it was one hell of a race. Like I said, we're gonna have a few more cars on track tonight. The guys are just about done, although they just repaused the lobby. Probably something happened. Maybe somebody had to reset. I don't know. But we'll find out here in just a moment. Just got an invite from Coey to get in there. As soon as I see them kick the lobby back off, I'll go ahead and join, and then I'll go ahead and grab your invite as well. And away we go. Let's see. So there is that invite from Coey right there. Let me go ahead and get in here. And then I will. You just sent me a message. That's not it. That's not it. Come on. I hate this new messaging system.
Do I need this?
Yeah, send me another message, please.
Will do.
As you can see, I got the red lights on tonight for, Dale Jr.'s old Budweiser colors. Also repping that NNR red, as we're always talking about. So that's where we're gonna keep on. All right, there you go, buddy. And again, Yotes, man, big thank you on spur of the moment. Hey, you want to jump in here with me? So definitely appreciate that.
Most definitely. It's definitely going to be fun being here with you tonight.
It's going to be one hell of a race. Joe's 99 wants to know, how can I get in? Joe's, this is a closed league. They are actually past the halfway point. However, if you go to nnrleague.com and leave a message for Coey, hey, you never know. Trucks might have one opening. They can kind of squeeze you in. But we're going to go through the field. We're going to start off with the 13, the ever popular old Lucky Dog, your Pro League Season 2 champ. To his outside, another pro leaguer, Jose 95. In P number 3, we're talking about another pro leaguer, CGMX Rose. Then we got the 18 of NNR Rowdy. Honestly, your bad's in the 37 rather. Fort Smitty in the 8, Stout Whiskey the 3, 36 of Boehner, Alpha York in the 88, More Smoke rocking the 9, J Pine the Double Deuce, 41 of Dan the Lawn Man, 32 of NNR Drake, J Quim, Dr. Bush, Mike Honcho, and look at this. We had this for Tuesday night. Last night was a little special as well. They are 3x3 as far as the eye can see going down the backstretch now through turns 2 and 3, Yotes. Pretty special.
Yes, it is. Especially for Tennessee Vols, we are definitely out here for him, and it is definitely one humbling moment.
It's absolutely very humbling. And unfortunately, a lot of people out there do know that TN Vols is still in South Korea. He has not yet been able to get that plane ticket back home to be with his mom and his stepdads and the rest of their family. So Vols, you know that everybody here in NNR, we consider you family, buddy. You need us, you call us, you chat us, you whatever. Man, you are absolutely not alone. You got my number. Don't be, reach out to me if you need me. I know you're Army's strong, whatever. Buddy, you ain't gotta, it doesn't have to be like that. But look at this, 3x3 all the way back. A little bit, one more shot, kind of just working on through the field. And then our trip way in the back, Natty Dread in the 4. Looking ahead from him, a sea of cars going down the backstretch, and once these guys get back to the start stripe, they'll go ahead and get back double file, and they should be able to take the green on lap number 3. A few little jumps in the lobby. Hopefully these servers are gonna keep with us tonight and don't fail. I'm really hoping that the way that it is right now is not the way that it's going to be the entire race. I know the ENEA race the other night, 13 of their 20 people lagged out in a very, very short amount of time. Definitely hoping that it's not going to be that way. RC Luke, thank you very much, buddy. Absolutely appreciate it. I absolutely, I do my best. Bill's Legend says that Stout Whiskey is his pick, as we are back up front with the 13 of Lucky Dog. And now they'll all start dropping to the rear. And Yotes, they're all going to pull those belts tight one more time. Get ready to kick it off. Lay down the hammer. And we're going California dreaming.
Yes, we are, Pete. And this is definitely going to be one action-packed night. We got, like you said, 21 cars out here tonight. It's definitely going to be fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. The NNR, whether it's the Truck, Xfinity, or Cup Series, they always put on one hell of a show. If you really want to see a great race after this is over, if you don't want to, if you feel you caught enough, go on back a couple days to last Sunday and watch the Shadow Racing League race from Talladega. The draft package that was put in place led for a phenomenal race, a phenomenal stream for the entire night. I can go back and watch that another 10 times, and I'd still think that it would amaze. But Yotes, coming off for everybody getting past the entrance to pit road, 13 is going to be the first one to see the flag. Jose to his outside. CGMX Rose, P number 3. Here we go, buddy.
As Lucky Dog gets an amazing start off that one, along with Jose. They are side by side coming in the corner 1.
Yeah, side by side, 95 is going to give way and fall back just a little bit. The 13 and the 13 and the 42 have been the dominant cars most of the season. And as you watch, you just see a whole field of cars coming off and washing up towards the wall off of turn number 2, straight as an arrow down the backstretch, just getting over the occasional bumps and humps. And now into 3 and 4. It looks like unless the 42 can do something here, the 13, a Lucky Dog, is going to go ahead and lead this lap. If this is a thing of, if this is the way that it's going to be tonight, the rest of the field is going to have to try to figure out something to do with this 13 car.
Most definitely, and especially with Lucky Dog having the advantage of being able to know what to do with the car during the pits, he's going to be very deadly as we go later on in the stages.
Absolutely, more and more paint schemes out here to keep up with the Earnhardt theme that we've ran all week long. Again, TN Valls' father was a big Earnhardt fan. So there's a lot of junior junior schemes out here. There's a bunch of senior schemes. There's a whole mix of things as they are 3 wide heading into turns 1 and 2. A lot of dancing on the track. Man, Yotes, I'm really hoping that the servers are going to hold tonight. I know 704 was elsewhere keeping tabs with Joey Stone's stream. If they're racing right now, I hope that they're seeing these cars juking around like this, and they finally realize that they need to fix these damn servers. Excuse me, they need to fix these servers because we shouldn't have to race like this. But right now, everybody's good to go. I don't think anybody's lagged out just yet. Nope. As we went by pit road, everybody's still out here on track.
Most definitely. I think the scary part for the lag is going to come around 10 o'clock because that's when everyone decides to hop on and play this game.
Yeah, that dreaded bump that Rick James and I talk about pretty frequently, and that's unfortunate. Like he says, we shouldn't have a name and a time picked out for these servers to lag and start kicking people offline. It's been going on ever since the Fast Family League showdown, and it's pretty unfortunate. Aviator out there saying he's got the 3 is stout tonight. Let's actually go on through, see if we can't find old Stout Whiskey. Here he is. Running right now in P number 4, a little bit of a battle for P number 1. 95 of Jose, he's got the 42 of Rose. Rose with a drastic mover to the inside. Stout's going to go with him, and they're going to be able to take over first and second from the 13 of Lucky and the 95 of Jose. But Lucky Dog, high, wide, and handsome, ran it deep into the corner. Went up, tagged that wall just a little bit. If he didn't, it would be a miracle. Probably couldn't fit much between that right side car and the wall, though.
Most definitely, there wasn't much room, but Rose took the chance. He took the right shot at it and put himself right where he needs to be right now.
Yep, he's got that 42 Camaro up in the lead. He's got the clean air all over that hood. Now riding along with the 88 of Alpha York. Alpha York looks like he's running the Gray Ghost paint scheme, and he's got an 8 car Smitty right in front of him. Looks pretty familiar. And then there is that 3 is Stout Whiskey in P number 3, running the old what is it? Not Lemon Drop. What did I mention in pre-race? I forget what it is right now, but it will come back to me as with Stout stuck to the outside, 88 giving I think that's J-Pa right there, a little bit of a shot. That's going to put Stout a little bit further back, but here comes the 18 of Rowdy one more time, and it always seems like the draft up against the wall seems to carry just a little bit more speed than down low.
Most definitely, that draft up top helps you a lot, especially out of the corners, but mid-corner, down low is where you want to be to get the best exit you can.
Rock NASCAR out there to the rescue, saying it's the Sun Drop car. Rock, thank you very much. Yep, that was Dale Jr.'s old sponsor. I think it actually goes back to his pro stock or his late model days, or it might have been one of the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what that was. And I had a memory come back to me during pre-race that I believe Knights that drives the 12, he actually has that diecast. And I've seen it out there elsewhere, but it's pretty rare. Back up now with the 22 of J-Pa. It was him on the inside of Stout. And talk about Stout, he is bringing that Sundrop car down low, right picking the 42 right back up again. Now Fort Smitty flexing just a little bit of muscle on the outside. 18 of Rowdy up inside the top 4. That moves the 13 of Lucky Dog back. Top 4 side by side.
Yes, they are, and what a battle we're having already. Not a single caution, and they are still holding very strong. And back to what you were saying about great cars, how about I believe that's the 16 of NNR Trip. That is a really good car that he has on going tonight.
Yeah, Trippy normally has a pretty good car. He's great throughout stages 1 and 2. I think Tripp just needs to get to the closing. And look at this, as they come off of turns 1 and 2, they look like a flock of geese, just like all spread out. It actually looked pretty cool. If they can do that again, that would be a pretty nice clip. They were side by side behind the leader, at least 5 or 6 rows deep. Phenomenal view.
Exactly. It looks like at this rate that they literally just took the green flag. These guys are doing phenomenal tonight.
Absolutely. The 88 of Alpha York giving the 22 of J-Pa a big old shove all the way down the front stretch. And here comes the 9 of Amore Smoke with the 41 of Dan the Lawn Man right in his back pocket, showing why. Amore Smoke, he's got, 3 or 4 wins on the season so far. The 13 of Lucky Dog's been very dominant, but CGMX Rose right now shows, week in and week out that he's got a very, very strong car, as we see the 22 of J-Pa all the way down on that apron going into no man's land. Once these guys get a little bit of setup information, under their car, they're probably not going to be spending too much time below that white line. That can absolutely free up the car too much. You get loose, you loop it around, you have no control. 3 wide right now, coming off turn 236 of Boehner, all over the back bumper of Alpha York. Alpha right behind the 13 of Rowdy, 13 of Lucky, and then the 42 of CGMX Rose to the outside.
I give that outside lane major props. The fact that they were the highest and longest around the track, but yet they were still able to pull around the bottom too. It's absolutely insane what you can do at the high lane here.
Yeah, it really, really is, and you can hold a lot out there, as we've got about 14 laps to go here in stage number 1. Believe that they can all go the entire stage on 1 tank of fuel, so no big issues tonight. But man, with this draft package and the way that everybody's running, you see the 18 kind of tag the wall just a little bit coming off the corner. They're able to stay side by side. A lot of these guys, especially Amore Smoke, is very, very good at this side draft. I remember the first time he did that a couple years ago, he pulled somebody on back, and I was in the party with him. They couldn't believe that it actually worked. Now as he's working underneath the 36 of Boehner, Boehner's got 4 cars ahead of him. Still, the 42 of CGMX Rose leads 3 wide for P number 2.
Yes, most definitely. And this is definitely one of those tracks that you can go 3 wide and not have an issue. Maybe even push it 4. But I'd be very surprised to see these guys push it 4 tonight.
Oh, trust me, they'll be pushing it 4 wide, especially after everybody's had a chance to come on down pit road. When we come to a stage break, there's a full 40 seconds that you've got to be able to make changes to your tires, to your wedge, if you got to do anything with the tape or, whatever. So I imagine that they're going to get downright busy as Boehner tags somebody on the outside wall, and that's going to cause the big one behind a couple cars going through the grass. Great save by J-Pa, and so far, no caution. We'll have to see if Stout Whiskey or Coey make an admin choice, realize that 2 or more cars were involved, and bring out the caution. One thing, though, there, Yotes, I didn't see anybody really go around. J-Pa held it through the grass. Great hands by him.
Yes, it was. As I'm scrolling through here, I do not see a single car that has fallen off the pack. They did such an amazing job at keeping it straight. You got to give it props to those drivers.
Absolutely. J-Pa lost just about every single spot he had, but he does have, at least one car in his immediate sight to be able to grab onto the draft and try to pull himself back up. He's already proven that he's got a fast car. If he's fast enough to avoid this, all this lag, he should be able to pull himself back up. And again, it's still very, very early. Only stage number 1. Chevy, you failed. You had one job to remind me to put the stage 1 banner up. There we go, guys. That's where we're at. And now as Stout Whiskey comes across the start stripe, we've got 10 laps remaining. We've actually got 3 onboards tonight. We've got Alpha York in the 88, Stout Whiskey in the 3, rather than the 2 that he's normally in, and the 36 of Boehner.
Most definitely. These guys out front are going back and forth, lead change for lead change, as I've been sitting here and I've watched about 3 different lead changes happen within the last lap.
3 different lead changes, and speaking of 3, the 3 of Stout Whiskey now up in the lead, trying to hold off the 13. And I thought these guys were able to go the full stage on a tank of fuel. I guess they should be. I mean, they should be able to, unless some of the people in back are trying a little bit of strategy. Come on down now with about 8 or 9 laps to go. Only take what they need. Or fill up completely, change your tires, take what you need, come on back out, and then stay out at the start of stage number 2. Again, we're riding along with our leader. The 3 is Stout Whiskey with the 18 of Rowdy right behind him, and the 13 of Lucky to the outside. Stout still has plenty of gas left in this thing, and he's been mixing it up the entire time. He hasn't been laying back, using the draft, nothing like that. 8 laps remaining. His fuel light's not on. His tire light's not on. Not quite sure why these guys pitted, unless they just weren't happy with the way that their cars were handling.
Most definitely. Something I found last night riding around this track is it can get very tight on your car. So I found that was definitely hard to keep that car straight in the corner. That's definitely one thing they need to look for.
That you kind of hit on something else there also. Tightness. I doubt very much during the week, whenever these guys were spending some time practicing, they were able to get a pack of 21 or 22 cars together to practice in the draft. So if you're going these faster speeds, yeah, you're burning a little bit of fuel. I don't think it's going to be quite enough to make you pit that early, but you're going to be very tight, as a few more people now signal that they're going to come on down. And just as I say that, the fuel light on Stout Whiskey's car just came on, so he'll be coming on down as well. I don't think he can make it stretch for another 6 laps. He'll probably be in next time.
Most definitely, and we may see this turned into another fuel strategy again tonight. It could be who has the right timing to know when to hit the neutral and save some fuel.
Absolutely. There are a lot of people out here in the NNR Cup Series that took, they spent the money on the very nice wheels, the shifters, the better pedals, and all that. So it wouldn't surprise me that at some point they're throwing it back into neutral. But the only thing about that, Yotes, is they can't do that when they're up in the lead. They've got to do that when they're just a little bit further back. And all the front runners, including the 3 and 13, as they come on down pit road, right along with the 8 of Smitty, the 41 of Dan the Lawman, there's the 21 of Parzival, and the 22 of J-Pa. Big recovery for him to be able to now pit with the leaders. That just goes to show the power of that double deuce around this 2-mile track.
Exactly. As he has said before, he mentioned the last time that I might be the strongest 22, but I'm going to be honest with you. He knows exactly what he's doing. There's the reason he is in the Cup Series. That's why he is the best 22 there is.
J-Pa's been around a long time. I raced with him in a couple different leagues. I think he ran in Dirty Mo. He definitely ran, and not only did he run in NAOR, but he ran NAOR as as well as here in NNR. So J-Pa knows what he needs to get out of his cars. He's great at making sure his tire pressures are where they need to be, and most of the time where he needs to be on track. Over the last couple weeks, he's notched a couple wins between Turn Down for What, American Ethanol, and the Shadow Racing League. So he's getting better and better. He's got more seat time, but I know he'd love to notch a win here in NNR, where it's all the best of the best. Bama, good to see you. Hope all is well. Hope we were actually hoping to hear from Terry, see how he's doing. We'll see if he got his plane ticket yet. If you talk to him, please let him know that we're still absolutely thinking about him. But Bama, there are a lot of Earnhardt schemes out here on track tonight from California. I definitely hope you're well, or hanging in there, I should say.
Most definitely. These guys have, quite frankly, the best schemes we have seen all week.
Still working our way through the field. Kind of caught up to, relative newcomer, Dr. Bush in this 20, looking underneath the 16 of Trippy. Tripp out there rocking the old, what was it? It was the it was the orange. It was almost like an orange drink. Orange Mountain Dew, I think it was. So that's what Trippy's got going on. The 20 right in front of him. These guys a little bit further back, and they've got just about one lap to go. So I'm going to go ahead and work our way back on up to our leaders. 2 laps to go, rather. This lap and then the next lap, and then that will be it. So right now, Stout Whiskey running in P number 2, right behind this 13 NASCAR Heat Camaro of Lucky Dog. Stout Whiskey looking to have a great night. Can he actually pull off some kind of a slingshot? Here he comes in, diving down to the inside, putting that sun drop car close to the white line. It's going to be a drag race off of 3 and 4. Whoever can do this the next time around will grab max points. Yotes coming to the line, 1 to go.
Exactly, with Lucky Dog having the lead, but he is contact coming on the outside. Lucky Dog is in the wall, and you might see Stout be able to run away with this one.
I don't know. Lucky Dog is very, to use the word stout. Lucky is very, very strong, very, very stout. Stout comes on down to block the line. Lucky Dog's going to try to find another. Stout Whiskey's going to go ahead and dive on up close to the wall. Make sure he can get a great entry into turns 3 and 4. Guiding it all along that white line. Will Lucky Dog give him a little bit of a shot? No, he won't. It's going to be, again, a very, very literal drag race all the way to the line. Stout Whiskey's going to go ahead and get it done. Max points for him over the 13 of Lucky Dog. Good. Boy,
wow, that was
one great finish there. And guys and gals out there in chat, that's just stage number 1. We still got 2 more stages to go. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to come on back and talk a little bit more. Let's go to NNRleague.com, and then we'll be right back.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to NNRleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, guys, one quick word about what you just saw. Coey let me know that the NNR mugs are actually going to be 40% off this week. So make sure you go on over NNRleague.com, scroll to the Zazzle tab, and look at the store. All kinds of merchandise there. Like I mentioned the other night, there's always some kind of a percentage off on most items. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, the fastest mugs in e-racing. Go on over, pick up your own, and I think there's actually going to be a new mug coming out, if it's not already there, for the new iRacing series that's going to kick off on February the 5th. Their first race is going to be at Daytona. I can't wait to get there. I'll be in the brand new Rockin' 8 truck. Can't wait to get it out on track. But Yotes, we are back under green, first lap in stage number 2. And looks like Lucky Dog's going to go ahead and lead that one, but Stout's going to give that good old challenge on the outside.
Yes, as they're just too wide coming around for the second lap. These guys just show the amounts of strength, and the amazingness that they can do on this track is absolutely incredible.
Absolutely, all through stage number 1, completely caution-free, and they continue to race side by side, just like you said earlier. It's like they literally just took the green flag, like they haven't completed 2 laps or anything like that. Cape, what's going on, buddy? Glad to see you're out there in chat. Hopefully things went well for your first night at the new job last night, but buddy, welcome aboard. Yeah, Cape, you haven't missed much. Stout Whiskey gained max points in stage number 1. This is only stage number 2, about 3 laps in. And buddy, they're fighting hard all the way around this track.
It looks like the 9 now is trying to make a charge, along with the 3 of Stout, trying to get around Lucky Dog.
Yeah, Stout Whiskey, he's got one hell of a piece tonight. Right now ringing along with the 42 is CGMX Rose. He has the 18 of Rowdy to his outside, and way up top as part of his 3 wide is going to be the 36 of Boehner. But as you said, the 9 car right now of a More Smoke all over the back bumper of that 3 of Stout Whiskey, diving into 1 and 2. 13's going to let it ride up high. He's done that before, but it's turned out to be too tight. What's going to be this time, now that everybody's had a chance to work their way down pit road? They should by now, between the green flag pit stop and that 40-second stop that they just went through for the stage break, they should have most of, if not all, their setup in for the rest of the race. Now that they've just got to work it in for a long green flag run, work it in for the high draft, and of course, you know, the speeds that they're carrying is just unreal. Rick James out there in chat, buddy. Good to see you, sir. Hope you're well. Hope you were able to get a little bit of sleep, buddy.
This is absolutely incredible. Stout now holding the lead, managing to block both ends. Will he be able to do it coming into this corner?
Yeah, Stout Whiskey, he's been able to block off, and right now he's got a very, very good friend in the 9 of a More Smoke. But here comes the 42 with CGMX Rose. He's going to go ahead and give that 13 a Lucky Dog a big old shot all the way up against that blue wall. Stout has the preferred line. He's got more cars down bottom, and here comes the 4 of Natty Dread. A little bit of a shot to the 42's back bumper, getting through 1 and 2. 9 might look here to see what he can do with the 3. Right now, nothing doing. Stout's holding the whole field at bay.
Yes, he is, but with the draft that 9 has just gained off the 3, he is right now on his bumper looking for the outside. It is absolutely nuts how fast these cars go here.
Yeah, Stout, I mean, he's got one hell of a setup to be able to handle in the draft. Plus, he's got a setup that can obviously lead as well. Yeah, he had the 9 behind him before. Now he just had the 42 with CGMX Rose. He can be stingy when he wants that lead. So we'll have to see if he uses the draft to try a little bit of a slingshot move to try to get past the 3. And as I say that, Stout Whiskey comes on down to block the line. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead. Looking back, 9 to the outside, 42 in the sucker hole. 3 of Stout Whiskey down bottom, and he's going to be able to keep the 9 and the 42 behind him. 9 with a big old power move to the outside, working his way back to the lead and up on that wall. Yes, he does. Able to come on down, slam the door shut, move Stout Whiskey back to P2, 42 P3. And we're going to stay green going into 1 and 2. Next time by, I'll go ahead and grab a lap count, see what we got left in stage 2. But one hell of a race so far, Yotes.
Most definitely. As we saw, though, in the first stage, the 9 was nowhere to be seen. He must have done something between now and then that just absolutely made his car what he wants it and putting him up towards the lead.
Yotes, look at this, look at this, look at this. Rick James, look at this, look at this, look at this. Side by side, about 5, 6, almost 8 rows deep. 3 car, 42, 95, 41, 22. Great recovery after the stage to the outside. 9, 13, 4 Natty Dread, 36 of Boehner, 37. These guys are just getting after it. Nobody's letting up. Everybody's jockeying for position. The draft package for this race couldn't have been more spot on.
Exactly. As we can see here, though, this is the reason these guys are the best in NNR. They can do this all race long and make this exciting, not just for us, but the fans at home, making us enjoy this race and wanting to come back for more.
That is exactly something that I said. And I've said it time and time again. I have the privilege and have had the privilege to be able to call NNR my home for the last couple years, ever since the first stream that I co-broadcasted with Stout Whiskey, or I'm sorry, not Stout Whiskey, HD Motorsports, just about 2 years ago. I have the privilege of calling and watching these races. These guys on track, they are, I mean, they are it. I mean, you can go through any league, whether it's American Ethanol, Turn Down for What, ENEA, Shake and Bake, wherever. And normally you'll find one or two of these guys kind of glittered in, mixed in a little bit, and they're usually running very, very close to the top. They perform no matter what they're in, whether they're in eSpark with full setups, whether they're here in NNR, which is all off the preset slider. They do one hell of a job every single time. Speaking of Shake and Bake, Frozen Toes, good to see you. Thanks for coming on out.
Most definitely. I will tell you what, Pete, though, for being here for the past 6 months, I'm excited to call NNR a great place to run with, especially against these amazing guys in the Xfinity Series, even the Truck Series. It was fun racing the Truck Series. It really was, until unfortunate events popped up. But I love calling this place my home.
Yeah, I couldn't ask for any better. Right now, Stout Whiskey couldn't ask for any better either. He's got the mighty 42 of CJMX Rose right behind him to the inside. 9 of them more smoke in his pocket. 36 of Boehner creeping up the outside wall. 13 of Lucky Dog out there right behind the 36. 9 of them more is going to go ahead and dive on down. That's going to bring the 95 of Jose 95 up to about P6. But I tell you, nobody so far throughout the end of stage number 1 or stage 2 has had anything for Stout.
Most definitely, as Stout has the cars where he wants them. This is exactly what he needs to get max stage points in last stage, and that's what he needs for this stage.
Absolutely. I mean, I believe at the last time I looked at the points, Stout Whiskey was sitting P2 or P3 to Rose, and the last time, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I looked at Rose's points, he had a triple-digit lead over the rest of the field. So yeah, CJMX Rose, once he got into the Pro League, picked up that great equipment, he has been almost unstoppable. Multiple wins on the season, now diving to the inside of the 3. 13 a Lucky Dog right in his back pocket. Here comes the 9 of a more smoke one more time. He's going to try to give that Sun Drop 3 of Stout Whiskey a little bit of a shot down the backstretch, and we've seen it time and time again. Those up against the wall always seem to prevail.
Most definitely they do, as Rose now has the lead. He's looking for his block, and as you mentioned, Rose has a 155-point lead on Stout Whiskey, which is in second.
Yeah, Stout in second, and as Rose comes to the start stripe, it looks like we've got just about 13 laps remaining here in stage number 2. Big pack now behind the 42. Rose has been able to stay behind Stout and see how he's been able to manage the line, whether it's the high side, low line, or whenever they went 3 wide, but we haven't seen anybody actually pull away from the pack. With as strong as Rose is, will he be the first one? Lucky behind him. Now the 9 of a more smoke down on the bottom. So very strong cars throughout. As you see that bright yellow double deuce of J-Pod just in front of the 95, starting to make his way to the front. Bottom line's now moving. It seems like whoever is behind Rose is really in the catbird seat as Stout Whiskey tries another look to the inside of the 13.
Most definitely, as it looks like now Banner is deciding to make his charge, moving his way up into the top 5, fighting for that first place position.
Yeah, Boehner moving up further and further. Usually he drives a select blinds 36 Ford Mustang. Tonight he's driving the kind of the same car that Stout Whiskey, his old Sun Drop, an old Dale Jr. Early throwback. And you know there's quite a few out here. So everybody really, showing some love, some support for the one and only TN Vols, who unfortunately lost his stepfather. That was the reason for the 3-wide salute earlier tonight. They did the Tennessee Vols orange and white checkerboard last night in the Xfinity race, and on Tuesday night the truck race they did a 3-wide as well. So Vols means a lot to this community, and obviously the community means a lot to Vols as well. And in fact, he shared some news just the other day. When NNR goes iRacing here in just a little bit, Vols will actually be picking up the mic to call those races 3-wide for P3.
Yes, they are. As with you saying, Vols picking up that, it will be an amazing thing to hear him announce it, especially with us being in the seats of that truck. It's going to be one fun time.
Absolutely. 3-wide still for P number 3. Looks like the 3 is Stout Whiskey. He's gone ahead and been able to re-inherit the lead. Actually, I'm not even going to say inherit the lead, because he has just been powering his way through the field. Whether he's lost the lead on the high side or lost it on the bottom, he's been able to get right back up where he belongs, and that's in the front. And the same thing for the 22. 22 had an issue, got sent through the grass, was able to hold it, able to keep from having a caution. The 88 of Alpha York, a little bit of a knock from the 42 that slowed them both down. Now the 36 of Boehner and the 13 of Lucky Dog, very, very smooth and fast to the inside. The 3 and the 9 starting to skate away as these guys behind them get to racing a little bit harder.
As J. Paw and the 14 now hit pit road, it is going to be a wonder of when these guys are going to pull it down and who's going to pull it down the fastest. The 9, he may put enough pressure on this 3 car to make him mess up for the stage. It is absolutely unbelievable. Absolutely,
very, very possible. In stage number 1, a lot of the front runners had to waited until their fuel light came on. If you think back to Stout Whiskey, as you see the 88 of Alpha York signal right there. I believe I saw the 18 of Rowdy signal. The 4 car of Natty Dread, I think he signaled, not 100% sure, but here comes that 88. Hard on the binders, trying to slow it down. Little loose, able to whoa it up, it looks like. And I don't think he's going to inherit or gain any kind of a penalty, but 5 more cars down on pit road, grab at least 2 right side tires, just get what they need in fuel to make it the rest of the way, and get on back out. And as we say that, the 3 is Stout Whiskey that we just caught back up with. He's got the 9 of a more smoke to his inside. Neither of these guys signaling 95. A Jose right with him. And I believe they're going to make one more lap, either that or bring it in right here. It looks like, 3 is going to get on the binders. He's going to whoa it up. 9's going to stay out. 95 is going to stay out. So Stout's going to have 1 lap fresher tires than everybody else. And you can bet your bottom dollar that they will be taking just right sides, half a can, come on back out, keep as much track position as they can. And, Stout got max stage points in stage 1 by doing the same thing. We'll have to see if he can repeat here in stage 2.
Because it looks like right now, I'm watching Stout stream as he comes down, and it looks like he just grabbed gas. No tires, just gas is his game for him tonight. Let's see what the others do.
All right, we'll have to see. 9 of them more smoke, a little bit of a lag, hard on the brakes, trying to whoa it up, and I think he did. But the 95 of Jose was able to beat him to the line. 36 of Boehner right behind him. So 4 wide back to the 13 of Lucky Dog, all down pit road. Going to try to catch back up with the 3 is Stout Whiskey, see where he kind of fills back in to the field. And let's see, there he is. So Stout, he's got 1 car ahead of him. I don't know if he's got his draft. He's got a couple behind him, including the double deuce. But as they come across the line right now, Stout is P8, but he's gonna catch back up and grab a couple spots as he goes flashing on by. 5 laps to go in stage 2.
Yes, it is, as it is surprising how far CMG Rose has actually pulled from the pack. At least from behind him, as you see the other cars are starting to file in. What did Rose take?
Rose Hatch probably did the same thing that Stout did, probably just fuel, maybe right side tires. If you take one can, it's 7 seconds of time. So in 7 seconds, they can also put on right side tires. If you're going to take that amount of fuel, you might as well get a little extra grip going through the corners. But Yotes, if you're going to do that as well, you better have practiced it during the week to make sure your car doesn't get too loose in the final run with worn left side tires, brand new right side tires. You're going to need all the grip you can get.
Yes, you will, because especially if you're looking to save, if it does come down to a saving best, you will definitely need all 4 tires to keep that grip, especially if you put that in clutch. It is going to be a lot harder pulling it back into the 4th gear.
But I tell you what, looking at Stout Whiskey's stream after that pit, he's fallen back to P number 5, working now underneath the 9 of a more smoke, keeping right with the draft. 13 of Lucky Dog Boehner behind him, 22 of J-Pa, 18 of Rowdy to the outside. Now looking ahead, the 42 has a clear advantage, and what these guys really need to do on this bottom line as they try to get under Jose is just try to stay in line. Don't fight each other. Try to catch that 42. If he only took right side tires or if he didn't take any tires at all, these guys with the draft should be able to catch him, but they can't race amongst themselves. They've got to line up and get going.
Most definitely. If I was in that pack, I'd be like, hey guys, you know what? We need to line up and catch Rose. If we can catch him, we can make this a race amongst ourselves. And that's just what they need to do.
I couldn't agree with you more, as it looks like Stout now has moved up to P number 2, and right behind him they are still 3 wide, trying to battle it out for P number 3. This is not helping their cause. The 18 of Rowdy way down low, 9 of them more smoke in the middle, 13 of Lucky Dog up high. The 42 has all but checked out, and as they come to the line, I believe this is going to be 3 to go. And you mentioned it, that Stout Whiskey, I'm sorry, it's actually 1 to go. And you said it, Stout Whiskey took only fuel. He didn't take any tires. I don't think if the 42, if he took right sides for that little extra grip, the 3, and, well, nobody's going to catch him.
Most definitely. I think if they would have thought of lining up before now, that they would have had a shot at Rose. But just between them fighting, just let Rose break away from that pack and let him grab max points for this stage.
Yeah, so not like the 42 needed any more stage points or bonus points or anything like that. He's going to go ahead and score max points in stage 2. Stout Whiskey that grabbed him in stage number 1, he's going to come home P2. And as you mentioned earlier, great rebound for the 9 of a more smoke. Guys, one more time, if you're new to NNR, you want to know how to follow us, go ahead and check this out, and we will be right back. Thanks for keeping it right here.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, ladies and gents, and now I can actually say ladies. Frozen, again, very, very glad you're here. We are racked and stacked back up one more time. Again, stage 1 and stage 2 completely caution-free. Going to try to work my way back up front. It's going to be the 42 of CGMX Rose, 3-car Stout Whiskey to the outside, 9 of a more smoke, and the 18 of Rowdy for our top 4. And Yotes heading into turns 1 and 2 wide open.
Yes, they are, as Rose now clears himself from Stout. But if we have seen anything in these first 2 stages, we will have this final stage definitely a good one.
Absolutely. And looks like as that all happens, Stout Whiskey's going to go ahead and dive on back down. Rose to the outside. Scout's going to get a big old push from the 9. Here comes the 36 of Boehner, this time working the low line versus where we've seen him all night long. Up high, down on the apron, underneath the 9. Here comes the 13 of Lucky Dog and the double deuce of J-Pa, hashtag J-Pa Militia. 3 wide for P number 4. 3 car still has the lead.
Most definitely, as these guys now know that it is crunch time on this last stage, they need to start figuring out what to do. If I was them, I would still be thinking, what am I going to do, where am I going to go, and when am I going to do it?
Yeah, I mean, with the way that this race has turned out, it's very much like Daytona or Talladega, where it's very much a game of chess. You've got to put your pieces in line right when they're going to matter the most, and the person at the end is going to be the one to yell checkmate when there's nowhere else for anybody to go. He's going to come across the line first, and who knows, we could have a first-time winner. Stout Whiskey has not won in NNR this season yet. I don't think he's won since he swept Bristol last season. And, man, it definitely looks like he's got a rocket ship for tonight.
Yes, it does. He is absolutely just dominating the first half of this race, with Rose also being up there with him. It's definitely going to be an amazing battle as we get closer and closer towards the end of this stage.
You got that right. 3 in the 9, 42 in the 36, both nose to tail. 22, here comes the 4 of Natty Dread, working his way into the top 6. Great run for the 4 tonight. In pre-race, he was kind of joking around, lighthearted, kidding with Stout Whiskey, talking about the different cars that they've got. You know, normally Stout Whiskey, he runs the Blue Oval. He actually owns a Ford in real life. And just him and Natty going back and forth. But going back and forth has really been this lead. It seems like one lap it's going to be Rose, next lap is Stout. Then it's Rose, then it's Stout. Whoever can get to the line first on the final lap is when it really matters. But nobody's holding anything back, Yotes.
Most definitely, as Stout now makes his move up to the top, and Rose, with Banner right behind him. Banner's now going to try to give Rose a push around this backstretch, as it's just absolutely amazing that they are going lead for lead, back and forth.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is. Back and forth. The 3 car will have the advantage off the bottom line. The 42 gets a great shot off the high line, just like that. Boehner kind of laying off just a little bit, collecting the front bumper from the 13 of Lucky Dog. Now again going into turns 1 and 2, 3 wide for P number 4. J-Pod down low, 13 in the middle. Boehner up high. Behind them, the 21 of Parzival. Welcome to the top 6, my Silent Hunter. Go get him, buddy.
Most definitely, as the 9 now tries to look for something under Stout. Can't do anything, as Rose is looking to push something above the 9. It's absolutely insane.
Absolutely insane. Everybody's getting after it. The draft that they went with tonight was the perfect way to keep everybody entertained. Frozen out there saying the action literally never stops in here. She loves it. Frozen, you got that right. And I'll tell you what, I see all them out there saying, you know what, Frozen, you need to call a race with Pete and Rick and whatever. Frozen, I would love to call a race with you anytime you want. I think you're on a little bit of a break right now from Shake and Bake. If I'm not mistaken, you are welcome to come on up anytime. I think it would be a phenomenal broadcast. So consider that, the invite extended, as now we got a battle for first. 9 down low, the 3 in the middle, 42 CGMX Rose up high. Can they actually get through the corner the same way? 9 with the power down all the way on the bottom. 3 in the middle. He is digging and digging. 42 with CGMX Rose up high with 13 a Lucky Dog behind him. It looks like the top 2 are going to prevail, as the double deuce of J-Pa gives the 3 a big shot going into the corner. He should have the momentum, but did the extra speed cause him to check up just a little bit? Coming to the line one more time. A little bit of a side draft, a little bit of contact. 3's going to have this lap.
This is one crazy race tonight. As you look on the backstretch, you see these guys, they are 3 wide for 3 rows deep. It is absolutely crazy, the fact that these guys can do this without having a caution.
Yeah, they have gone caution-free the entire race. Again, NNR is very, very well known for going caution-free. They do a phenomenal job. One of the things that Stout Whiskey talks about and preaches and whatnot is taking care of the cars around you. If each person does that, you have very, very limited cautions, and it always goes to put on a better show. As Stout Whiskey comes across the line right here, we've got 29 laps remaining. I mentioned earlier these guys were going, I thought it said 37 during qualifying, but I'm going to guess they qualified at 1 times wear, not the 2. That's why we're seeing a difference in the amount of laps these guys are able to run. So I'm going to guess they get about 27 laps, which means everybody should be able to run just a few more. Actually, Stout just flipped his menu. They got 12 more laps in the tank, so everybody will only have to pit 1 time and then come on down pit road. But man, the pack is just staying formed. Nobody's really running away. Nobody's getting left behind. It is just a jockey for position all race long.
Yes, it is. As you can see, though, coming down the pits, that will be a great question on who has the brakes for it. As you see, J-Paw now grabbing the lead. He has been very silent but deadly up until now. He is deciding to make his strike.
Yeah, J-Paw up on the outside. We've seen a whole lot of momentum out there. He's got Lucky Dog right behind him. Still the 9 of Amore Smoke sticking right with the 3 car. Looks like he got a little tight going into turns 3 and 4. Had to back it down just a little bit. Now the Double Deuce sitting in P2. 9 right there. There is the 42 of Rose. 36 of Boehner. They are 3 wide.
As you can see, Stout having what he wants, but J-Paw looking for more. He's trying to pull himself back to the position he wants to be in, and that is 1 right now.
Yeah, J-Paw wants that lead after having to take that unfortunate spin through the grass a little bit earlier. Good thing for him, there was no damage involved, so he was able to, or if there was any damage from that spin through the grass, he was able to get it fixed up through the stage break or through that green flag pit stop. Either way, he's got that 22 high, wide, and handsome, keeping it up there, keeping the motor revved, and he has not let go. He's got some pretty strong cars behind him to help push him, and just as I say that, you saw the 88 of Alpha York just kind of pop into the frame for just a moment right behind that 13 of Lucky Dog. Stout Whiskey still leading.
As you can see, a little bit back. Banner is now
a little bit of lag. Hold on, server, hold on.
That is something we definitely do
Come
not
on.
want to see.
All right.
With the belt.
All right, looks like it's settled down. Yeah, God, I hate that. I tell you, that's a buzzkill. Oh man, but all right, looks like everybody's able to hold on. Don't know if anybody got lagged out right there, but definitely kicking everybody around. But they'll form back up. They'll get back to racing as hard as they can. I don't know how much of that they all saw, but man, on stream that looked really bad.
Yes, it is definitely not the right time to start hitting stuff. If the lag can hold off for maybe a little over 20 minutes, and it can let loose all at once.
Yeah,
the 20 in the lead.
Yep, yeah, exactly. 22 of J-Paw up front, leading the 3 is Stout Whiskey, and everybody else. He's got the entire field where he's wanted them for the longest time. Stout Whiskey has showed improvement over and over and over again. I mentioned a little bit ago, he's got wins in turn down for what? In American Ethanol, in Shadow Racing League. He's got wins everywhere. He's given away a couple of wins as well. You know he wants an NNR Cup Series win. He's ended up the bridesmaid a few times, never the bride. Can tonight be the night that J-Paw gets that strike? If Stout Whiskey has anything to say, he'll push this 22 across the line over himself because he knows how much he wants to win. And coming to the inside, here is that 88 Alpha York now flexing a little bit of muscle. He's going to go double wide, 2 rows back. Everybody now chasing the 22 rather than the 3.
Yes, they are, as now J-Paw, knowing in the lead, he's got to figure out what to do. Does he block? Does he stick with his guys that he's been sticking with? That is the hard questions that will come out towards the end of this race.
Well, I can tell you what, the three of Stout Whiskey, he had, him, the 22, the 41 of Dan the Lawman, even though there's no teams, as the 13 looks very, very low all the way down on the apron, even though there's no teams, they still kind of work with each other. They share information. They're all kind of unofficial, but, all part of this. I think Stout Whiskey termed it, he's an adopted member of the hashtag JPA Militia. Nope, Shadowlack, I've got Yotes King up in the booth with me, kind of a late entry, but he was great enough to accept the invite. Very last minute, 4 wide for the lead across the line.
As you said it earlier, Pete, you said they were going to get 4 wide. There it was. And it's absolutely nuts.
Absolutely, and they pulled it off. I've seen it go 4 wide in the corner, most of the time 3 wide, sometimes 4 wide down the backstretch, but across the line, it would be phenomenal if they actually finished that way. Shad said, Shad, I got you. I promise. I couldn't find you, couldn't get a hold of you. Buddy, trust me, you'll be up here soon enough. I guarantee it. Gonna keep working through the field. Now back, I just mentioned the 41 of Dan the Lawn Man that works with the 22 and the 3 on a weekly basis. Again, no teams. They just choose to work well together. 8 car of Fort Smitty in the middle, 4 car of Natty Dread up high. Here comes the 20 of Dr. Bush trying to shoot the middle with a little bit of a draft off the 95 of Jose, racing in the back just as strong as it is up front.
Yes, amazing racing from everywhere. But from that 4 wide, I'm telling you what, the man that was the most happy from that has to be CGM Rose. Put himself right in the lead, right where he wants to be, but Lucky now tracking him down.
Oh, the 16 rather of NNR Trip coming on down pit road. He was absolutely booking it, and it looks like something has happened, and he is lagged out. He definitely, well, he just quit, but it kind of is what it is. A little bit of contact in the back. Looks like that will be a big one. A couple cars down on the apron, all the way towards the inside wall. Others were able to continue to completely dodge it. So far, the caution hasn't come out, and nope, there it is. 19 laps to go. These guys have been getting 22 laps of fuel on a run, so everybody come on down pit road, grab those 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods, come on back out, and get this race done. One more break, guys. We'll be right back. Everybody out there, thank you very much. If you continue to subscribe and support my stream, I absolutely appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. This race has turned into be one hell of a barn burner, and we're not done yet. Oh, man. Getting ready to go. Going back to the green. Here we go. All right, we are back. We are back. 42 of CDMX Rose down low. 13 of Lucky Dog to the outside. Almost kind of like how it was when we first started. 88 of Alpha York. 3 car of Stout Whiskey. That's going to be our top 4. Hammer down here, Yotes, going into 1 and 2. Everybody's wide open on 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. Let's get after it.
Yes, indeed, as the 42 looks like he's got the lead that he wants, but the 13's hoping that he can get a charge from the outside, but it looks like Rose is going to block his run.
Yeah, Rose is going to come on down to pick up the 13. Behind the 13, they are 3 wide going into turn 3. Stout Whiskey, the only one still single file. 22 of J-Pa. He's got the 8 of Smitty, I believe, right behind him. Now everybody all the way up across that blue line coming across the line. After that caution, we've got 14 laps remaining. So 3 were clicked off in the caution. That was the first green flag back. Everybody's able to go from here. Who is going to be in the best position possible in order to grab the W? Right now, the 42 and 13, they are side by side. 2 of the fastest cars, absolutely capable of blocking the rest of the field. That is if Stout Whiskey has nothing to say about it.
But as they were passing, though, it looks like cars did get collected in a wreck in the back, as it looks like Coey was involved a little. Fort Smitty was involved. There was a good amount of drivers involved.
Well, we'll have to see if that brings out the caution or not. The 42 of Rose down low. He just got a little bit of a shot from the 3, and you called it. Because that wreck consisted of 2 or more people, they've gone ahead and called the manual caution. So everybody's going to have one chance to go on down pit road, bring it around one more time, double file up, and get ready for a very, very mean 10-lap shootout. What could possibly be the last 10-lap shootout of NNR at Auto Club. I don't know if you know, but very, very soon they're bringing the bulldozer to this place, and they're going to turn it into a 1-mile track, kind of reminiscent of Martinsville, at least from what I saw anyway, kind of what it looked like. We'll have to see if that's actually what it turns out to be. The other tracks kind of getting the axe, Chicago as well as Kansas. I don't know why they chose these tracks, but man, lot of fun in all places. I guess we'll have to see what we see. But the reason I say, could this be the last NNR race here at this configure of Auto Club? We don't know if they're going to keep this on what the new or what the next game will be. Will they keep this as maybe as a DLC? You figure, you know what? You like racing on the old Auto Club? You can buy it, or I don't know. But we'll have to see how it shakes out with the next rendition.
Most definitely. And with some of those guys that have just pitted, if I was them, if they had their long run car, I would turn it into a short run car and make that thing as fast as possible.
Absolutely. Crank up the tape by maybe a piece or two. Grab four tires. If everybody had enough fuel before, which would keep the car light. And you want to see some aggression out of these guys. Wait until we go green. They are gonna force it 4 and 5 wide. I can almost guarantee it. Guys and gals are gonna want to keep it right here. We're not done yet. I think the fireworks may have just started.
Yes, the fireworks have just started, and we have not hit the grand finale just yet.
Not yet. The orchestra's just getting warmed up. Everybody's kind of getting tuned up. It's going to get great. So everybody's coming out of pit road here. You all see them kind of catching up to the leaders. Looks like the 42, the 13, and the 18 of Rowdy decide to stay out. They probably should have pit. That's kind of what I would have done. Fry Dog, thanks for coming out, buddy. Thanks for the 100 bits. Appreciate you, man. But we'll have to see if everybody on new tires behind them just makes quick work of them, or if those limited laps really aren't going to affect them all that much. So we're gonna rack and stack them up. Everybody's going through 1 and 2, getting into position. 37's up here, 3 cars Stout Whiskey. Stout's going to start at P number 6. My buddy Parzival in that 21's going to start P5. It all depends on who's going to be able to get up and get going, get up through the gears the best. And again, a lot of these guys out there, they've got the wheels, they've got the shifters, they put in the time, they put in the money, they put in the effort. They all want to be the best they can be. They've all got a driving competitive spirit. Well, let's see them all put it to use here in this last shootout. I'm going to work my way. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think the guy that's going to be the most aggressive coming out of this gate is definitely going to be Stout. He has been leading most of this race. He wants this win.
A 37 of Honestly You're Bad, giving the 13 a little bit of a shot, saying, hey, man, I'm here. I'll work with you on the restart. The 18 of Rowdy kind of laying back from Rose just a little bit. We are going green at the line this time. Exactly 10 laps remaining. We are going for it all out right here. We'll have to see if, like you said, Stout has anything for it. Parzival comes on down, slams the door shut so Stout couldn't go low. That high side could be his friend. He knows the 37's also on new tires. Shoots the middle right behind the 18 of Rowdy. Now diving low. 3 wide for P number 2 inside the 18 of Rowdy. There's the 13 of Lucky Dog. Stout's all over the back bumper of the 42 now.
The 3, you can tell he wants this win. He is striving for everything he has left in that car to catch CMG Rose and maybe even pass him.
It's absolutely possible to pass him. He's proven time and time again he can work through traffic and get up there. There's the 9 of More Smoke. He's got the 21 right behind him. The 18 of Rowdy now up on the high side. First 3, all single file. Behind them, at least double wide. Back to the 13 of Lucky Dog as he joins this single line pack. Now can they push and try to gain a little bit of an advantage, as it looks like the 3 is going to go ahead and grab a little bit of a side draft off the 42. 9 of More Smoke up to his back bumper. 9's going to go ahead and dive on down. Rose comes down the block. 3 wide for the lead.
Yes, they are, as Rose managed to have enough speed to pull himself out of that situation and keep the lead going in the corner 1. But Stout is definitely not done with his run yet.
Now, Stout Whiskey up on the high side. He's got a little bit of momentum. He's got the 18 of Rowdy right behind, just not able to catch him just yet. Now the 9 of More Smoke, he pulls up. Here comes the 13 of Rowdy diving down low. 3 wide for P2. Now 3 wide for P1. Stout Whiskey hard on the throttle. Here comes the 9. 4 wide. 5 wide for P1. Here we go.
This is absolutely crazy. As you look 5 wide, 2 wide, they're still going multiple wide as you get back towards the back of the pack.
Oh, 42 of CJMX Rose came down, gave the 13 to Lucky just a little bit of a shot in the door. Lucky's able to hold on to it, move the 9 of More Smoke up to the lead for the first time. Here comes J-Pa.
As CGM Rose is also trying to make his comeback, they are leader for leader, first place for first place, as it looks like there's a crash behind them.
Yeah, a bit of a wreck behind. See one car up in the wall. I didn't see multiple, so I don't know exactly what's going to happen here. So far, the game caution has not come out. More Smoke staying hard on the throttle across the line. This time, there is exactly 6 laps to go. I think that's it. So we'll have to see. Nope, they are backing it down, so we are going to have a shootout one more time.
That was somewhat of a save because the 42 of CGM Rose was caught in that. He looks like he will be in the very back of all this, and that's not what he wants to see.
No, CJMX Rose did absolutely not want to see this caution. He knows now that everybody around him has fresh tires. Now, Yotes, I'm going to ask you to put yourself in a More Smoke or Stout Whiskey or J-Pa's position. All right, knowing that there will be 5 laps next time they cross the line, do you come on down for tires or do you stay out?
If I was sitting in that 3rd position, or even 2nd, I would just do the opposite of what the leader does. Because maybe you drag down that whole pack with you, or maybe you keep that whole pack up, totally dependent on their choice.
Looks like a lot of cars, yep, including, it looks like the first car to come on down pit road is going to be from about, P10 or P11, the 4 car in Natty Dread. So he's going to have the freshest tires, and when they come back, there will be 4 laps remaining. So we're going to take the green with 4 to go. 9 of More Smoke, 3 is Stout Whiskey, 22 of J-Pa, 88 of Alpha York. What's funny is I was watching Frozen stream just before we got ready to kick this off, and she wished Alpha great luck and go get that dub. We'll have to see if that good luck wish by Frozen actually comes true. Alpha right now, he's going to start on the outside, and he's going to have some great help both to pull and push. Well, we'll have to see if Alpha's got what it takes to get it done tonight.
Most definitely, as the 22 has worked a lot with Alpha tonight, so has the 3. Will they continue the work with him, or at this point, are they just going to break apart?
No, everybody's going to stay as close as possible. You're probably about to see the tightest restart that you've ever seen. Nobody's going to give an inch. I mean, look at J-Pa. He's pushing the 3 of Stout Whiskey, and we're not even lined back up yet. So, yeah, we're about to see probably the tightest restart that you'll see. Rock NASCAR said he would have stayed. Rock NASCAR said that he would have stayed out. So there you go. You said do whatever the leader doesn't do. Rock says stay out. I agree with Rock. The track position has been very, very tough to get. And what did I say about this restart? all bumper to bumper, addressing the line. 9 is the control car, 3 is Stout Whiskey to the outside. Both of these guys got the wheels. Both of these guys got the shifters. Looks like Stout is going to go ahead and jam through his a little bit faster. He's going to, if he was smart right here, he'd actually go ahead and pin that 9 down, much like you see right there, so he couldn't get into throttle and come off the corner with a whole lot of steam. 88 of Alpha York on now all over the back bumper of the 3. 9 falling back just a little bit. J-Paw back there. Here comes the 14 as well. Stout Whiskey back to the lead.
If I was one of those drivers behind, I would definitely think, when am I going to take my run? I would draft him, hold him, put that pressure on him, make him make the mistake.
Absolutely, make him make the mistake. But Stout Whiskey, he is a very cool customer. He does not rattle very easily. Now the 9 of more smoke, trying to look to the inside of the 88. 88's going to go ahead and keep that throttle down, try to use that outside momentum in order to pull himself back up. Right now, sitting in a battle with P number 4, J-Paw. Here comes the 18 of Rowdy down low, and the 9. He looks like he's going to stay right with the 3, and I'm going to try to work back here a little bit. Alpha York right now in P number 3. That's who he's battling side by side. Stout Whiskey's got to try to decide which line he's going to run. A little bit of a door shot from the 9 across the line. 2 laps to go, Yotes.
If I was Stout, if I was in his shoes at this point, I wouldn't even care about the mirror. They are far enough back so far. If you feel towards mid backstretch, that's when you would look in that mirror, see where they are, and possibly block them.
Try to block the best you can. The 88 got a little bit of a shot from the draft from the 3 of Stout Whiskey. 9 carbon more smoke. He got a push from the 18 of Rowdy. 42 is CJMX Rose. He's got a busted and dented up hood, but still up here in the fight. I don't think he's going to be able to get the W tonight on some of the oldest tires out there on the track. Right now, it's Stout Whiskey, 9 of them more smoke. 42 is CJMX Rose, P3. Alpha York in P4. 18 of Rowdy in P5. Going to try to work my way back up. Here we go. This is going to be the battle. 3-car blocking, moving down low. Make sure nobody can get underneath them. Hit that white line. Navigate it all the way through. CJMX Rose all the way down. Is he going to get loose? Is he going to push Stout up? Stout up into the 9. It's going to be a drag race to the line. A little bit of contact. Stout puts the 42 in the grass. And at the line, Stout Whiskey.
What a finish, Stout. It's what he needed to do. I wouldn't have pushed him in the grass, but hey, you're looking for that win. You got to do anything for that win.
Absolutely. Stout Whiskey, that is a rare Stout Whiskey. Normally Stout will say, well, you know what? He didn't wreck him. He really didn't. Normally Stout Whiskey would say he will not wreck somebody for a win because he prefers the friendships off the racetrack versus pissing somebody off on the track. So Stout Whiskey did what he had to do. He knows Rose has like 8 or 9 wins on a season. He had to get it done. Big congratulations to the driver of the 3. How fitting on a Dale Jr. and Dale Sr. throwback race to throw support out there for the one and only Vols. Vols, if you were out there and you caught that finish, Stout Whiskey truly honored you in that 3 Sundrop Camaro for tonight. He set aside the deuce. Maybe he needs to set that deuce aside a little bit more often. He has not got a win since he swept Bristol last year. You can bet Stout Whiskey is going to be excited.
Definitely, but I have to give props to CGM Rose for him starting in the far back and pulling himself even remotely close to having a shot was impressive on its own.
Absolutely, man. What a great finish. Everybody, just taking their final pace laps. Ladies and gents, we're going to take our quick pace lap to cool off. You bet I need it, and we will be right back, guys. Sure, right then and there. Anyway, guys, we are back, everybody. Thank you very much for keeping it right here. Absolutely appreciate it. So, P number 3, ladies and gents, Rowdy, or I'm sorry, we might as well do this right if we're going to do it. It's not up here all that often anymore. I dig. Sorry. Rowdy, man, it seemed like the 18 was all over the top 5 most of the race. We were talking about this race being very much like a checkerboard, and you just seem to put your car in the right place at the right time. The draft looked phenomenal. Walk us through your race, and when did you know you were going to have a piece to be able to get it done and end up in P3?
To be honest, that race was insane. Like, I'm still shaking from that finish, but I had a really good 18 car, and everybody else too. That we were bad fast. The top 15, when we were like 15 laps under a blanket, everybody, and yeah, like you said, it was like a checker match, and man, you just gotta choose your spot and when to do a run and when not to. And it looked like the top side was preferred coming out of 4, and tried to set myself up for that spot every time coming out of 4.
Well, man, it definitely seemed whether you were on the bottom side pushing somebody or up high pushing somebody or somebody pushing you, you definitely had a bad, fast 18 all night long. Welcome back to the top 3. Welcome back to the booth, buddy. Any shout-outs for you?
Everybody that raced tonight, everybody that watched. Man, I'm just, finally got a top 3 after a long time. I'm excited, and hopefully I can get some more.
Well, everybody out there, NNR's one and only 3-time champ, ending up 3rd. Maybe this will be the building blocks he needs going towards the latter half of this season. Rowdy, good luck going forward, sir, buddy. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
You got it. Yotes King, you got P2.
More smoke coming in the P2. What a race for you tonight. As we saw, you were lurking in the shadows a little in stage 1, but stage 2 and stage 3, you decided to come out. How did you get it done?
I just tried to get it to the top side. It seemed to be the preferred line through the traffic, so just tried to keep up track position. Didn't want to get back, stuck in traffic. It took a long time to get through it, and yeah, wish I had the win, but can't be too mad about P2.
As it looked like, though, towards that last pit stop that everyone had, what was going through your head to make you just stay out?
There's only 4 laps to go. 13 cars stayed out, so I really wasn't too worried. Just everybody really wanted to get to the front, so a lot of people were really diving in it. And didn't really get away from the Ford fresh tires. They made it up there. Rose had a good run right there at the end, but I couldn't really see what happened, so I'll take P2.
That really was one great run tonight. You got anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out Pete. Shout out you for calling this race. Shout out to NNR for putting on an exciting performance. There was a lot of 3-wide racing tonight. We could have wrecked a lot of times, but everybody kind of held in check, so it was a good race.
That was one amazing run tonight.
All right, P1, back to a guy that, man, he doubled down at Bristol last year, or last season, I should say. Now he's back in victory lane at one of the largest tracks, and maybe the last time we raced at this configuration of Auto Club. Stout Whiskey, buddy, that 3 was up in the front all race long. You definitely had what it took to get it there and keep it there often. You had one hell of a setup. Was that a mixture of some J-Pod, a little bit of Dan the Lawn Man, and a little bit of Stout Whiskey Magic, all mixed into one? I think maybe every now and then you might need to set that 2 aside and break out that 3. One hell of a night, sir.
I appreciate it, man. Nah, this was just I don't practice Pete. I just look at old setups or kind of just pick a preset and just go with it. This was a Heat 4 setup, and changed some stuff on. I was extremely tight once I got all the tire pressures and stuff in stage 2, and Was able to come home second there. Won the first stage and a hell of a battle with Lucky Dog. And, there at the end, just a lot of hard racing. And, I put Rose in the grass. Personally, Rose and I have a little bit of history. And I feel like he's ran me like crap. And, I had an opportunity there to dorm and put him in the grass, and didn't necessarily want to put him in the grass. I tried to dorm to slow him down because I thought he had a better run than me. And God knows when you make contact in this game, it full sends him. So, I'll own it. I told him in the chat I felt like I owed him one, and I feel like the debt's paid. But if he wants to, not let it go, we want to race like this the rest of the year, we can do that too.
Well, I'll tell you what, last season, there was a big race between Watt Racing and Asbel, and, the whole, they touched! They got it done. This week, there was another race. They touched! And it was a phenomenal finish then as well. What should make tonight any different, we saw 3, 4, and 5 wide at times during tonight's race, but it seemed like very often that 3 Sundrop Camaro was up in the front with the entire field chasing. Yeah, CJMX Rose got a little bit of door action, but you know what? Rose, he's got like 10 wins on a season, and normally you're the guy that will tell everybody, I won't wreck you on track because I prefer your friendship off track. You didn't, it's not like you sent them up to the wall, sent them spinner. You just moved them down to the grass line, and that's what it took to slow them down. We've seen it many times in different forms of motorsports. Stout, you won stage 1, came in second in stage 2, came home P1. This is going to mean a lot of points for you tonight. What are you looking forward to as we go to Indy next week?
I absolutely hate Indianapolis. I'm not looking forward to that place. It's to me, it's just a giant rectangle / shoebox. I know people like it, but somewhere where you don't have to, use your brakes a whole lot, to me is just not racing. But that's personal preference. I'm looking forward to, the rest of the season. I try to go in and with my old setups or what I do, try to give myself a chance to win. This is my second win in the season. The Kansas race, I was ahead of Rose, but the game deferred. And, I had a really good car the first 3 weeks, and, dumb stuff happened. So I'm lucky to have 2 wins. I'm thankful. But, personally, I feel like possibly I could have 3 or 4. But, we'll show up at Indy. I'll probably run a preset 6 or 7, and we'll let it eat.
I don't know, man. I remember a stream a little bit, maybe a month or 2 ago, where you went out. It might have been American Ethanol, and you said the same exact thing. I hate Indy, not one of my favorite tracks. In fact, I think it was a string of 3 tracks back to back to back that you didn't like, and you performed very well. Hopefully that'll carry over. Maybe another W in the immediate future. We'll have to see. Stout Whiskey, congratulations one more time. Any shout-outs there, sir?
Yeah, always a shout-out to my dad. Mom and dad are actually watching tonight. Love you, Dad. Keep up good spirits. And then ultimately this race, I switched to a Chevy, or switched to a bow tie from a Blue Oval for Terry Radford and his family. Put the 3 on the door, asked Coey, talked to Terry last night. Came up with the sun drop, and it was this God's way of saying, hey, man, that's what you need to run, because Terry's stepfather actually grew up in the town where sun drop was created. So, I was bound and determined to, try to win the night. I probably did some things that people aren't used to seeing Stout do, but I'll sleep well tonight regardless.
There you go. Man, congratulations, buddy. Coey, I see you out there in chat. One hell of a race for you in the 24 and this entire lobby. Are you pleased with tonight's product?
The hell 24 were you watching?
I'm trying to be nice so you don't yell at me. No, I'm just kidding. No, buddy, it was one hell of a race from up high, on boards, whatever. Some great racing out there. What draft package were you on tonight?
As far as what setup or
for the race?
4. I was on a 4.
No, for the draft package.
Oh, normal.
Wow. Okay. So that would all that action on normal. Imagine what it would have been on high. That would have But Coey, that was a phenomenal race. Buddy.
It was a good race.
Yeah.
It was a good race. The guys were battling hard. We had some clean racing as usual. It got a little dicey at the end. Everyone going for position, but that's racing.
So now all 3 series are done at Auto Club. Moving on, we got Indy next week. In a couple of very short weeks, we're going to be starting up the NNR iRacing series. I believe it's going to be February the 5th at Daytona. And also, I talked a little bit earlier about NNRLeague.com under the Zazzle tab, where there's going to be a few of the items under different discounts. So everybody going to want to go over, talk your wife into wanting a brand new coffee mug or whatever the case may be. Maybe a mask. Hey, we all need them.
I just ordered mine.
There, Coey. What else can we expect from NNR in the upcoming months?
For the series?
For the series, for iRacing, for anything.
Well, not much changing with on this side, but with the iRacing starting, we're going to be going February 5th, as you said, in Daytona, and we got about 20 guys so far. So we're definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be 6 races just to get used to running iRacing, and then we're going to do the 11-week series to finalize the roster, and then we'll go with the full season in June with Bulls.
All right.
Broadcasting.
There you go. Well, everybody out there, if you're into iRacing, if you're interested, please go to nnrleague.com. Leave a message, either Coey, Stout Whiskey, or one of the other admins or series owners may reach back out to you. They're pretty much just about all somewhat included or involved, I should say. You're not going to want to miss it. I'll actually be back out on track, and Terry Vols, or Tennessee Vols, TN Vols, he's going to be picking up the mic once he gets back stateside from South Korea. Well, that's going to wrap up Auto Club. Definitely hope everybody that came out, hung out, chatted up, and kept us all company had a great time. Fry Dog, Rock, NASCAR, and anybody else that dropped some bits, definitely appreciate it. We will see you next week from Indy. When we'll find out who's going to be the one to kiss the bricks. We'll see you somewhere around the track, everybody. Have a great night.